Hey kiddos, it's me, Miss Leslie, and today is exciting. Today is actually I'm making a hair headpiece out of some upcycled stuff that actually I'm gonna deliver to Ari Descent, who's gonna do makeup and actually wear it in this video. So I'm super excited about this. Next month, I will be reaching out to a few of our teens to help me out with the next lesson, which will be exciting. I know behind me, you're like, what is all that trash behind you? Well, this is Miss Leslie's studio, so I have lots of things going on, especially looking beautiful for you all. So, what I'm going to use is this lovely old styrofoam head, and I was gifted, because Miss Leslie just gets things, or you've got stuff people don't know what to do with. I've got a lot of these really cool butterflies. Actually, I found these to add to my collection at the Dollar Tree. So, and actually, some of these too are in packages of like 12 or 12. There's a lot in the package, like 10 or 12 at the Dollar Tree. So all this is super, super affordable. And then I'll be using some scraps, a bag of something people gave me, some old wool roving that actually people use to like handbags and sculptures and other items that I don't use it for. And I've got some other roving over here. So you'll need a head. If you don't have a head, just use, a plastic bag, put some paper on it and some tape. But since I'm demonstrating this for you guys, we are gonna make it with this. I'm gonna show you with this. Sorry, you got it? Cool, neat. So you'll need those two things. I'm gonna use a low temp hot glue gun. I've got my hot glue sticks. I've got some like cheapo hairspray and some bobby pins. I've gathered like a comb and some hair clips. Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think next lesson, fingers crossed, I'll be showing you guys how to make your own dress form, which will be cool. So you'll have like one that's fitted to you, so you can actually start doing stuff with it. And I'm really excited about today and all the lessons we're gonna do. Let me get situated, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So, what you're gonna need to do first, since we're using hot glue, and I'm not sewing anything, which is like super neat, I'm gonna cover this head with this plastic bag, kind of tight, because if the glue sticks to it and some of it comes out underneath, it's easier and you don't have to worry about sticking to the styrofoam. I have this, it just works. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap it just like this. I've got some masking tape, always masking tape. The loads of masking tape I use, so much. But I'm just gonna kind of tape it down. Boop. So it doesn't move. I'm gonna go ahead and do another one, big one, kind of on the top here, around the sides. Boop. And then I'm gonna do another one on top, going from the bottom to the front. Boop, boop. I'm gonna do one more across just for safety. And we're out of masking tape. Okay, so now, boop-a-boop. Oh yeah, I forgot about the supplies. So if you don't have a wig cap, I think these are like 99 cents at the hair store or anywhere. You can just use like, if you got some old leggings or an old pair of socks, or actually anything, like a t-shirt sleeve, anything that you can cut that can fit on your head. As you can see, like it's open. So that's totes fine, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just tie the top of this so it kind of closes it. Maybe. And I'm gonna stretch it over my head here, and I'm gonna adjust the camera in just a minute. So stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, and we're here. Okay, so I've got this kind of dress that's also too much, so I'm gonna kind of cut the top of this, maybe. Oh, those are my craft scissors. These scissors. Just get rid of the little knot. Now this is a little bit too much stretch, so I'm gonna pull up a little bit, but I do want it to stay stretched because once the glue and stuff gets to it, you can always make things smaller. I know you guys have been in my class when done sewing. It's easier to make it smaller, so might as well make it bigger, okay? So to keep this down, you can either use tape. I've got some safety pins handy, and so I'm just gonna kind of take where this band is and kind of just jab it into the styrofoam head so it doesn't move. Move my trash out of the way. Boop. Like that. So we know when I start going, it's not gonna move. Okay? I know it's okay, this little dot, but we're gonna actually create and fix that. So, yeah. Now I've got this, we're about to get going. I am going to check on Dr. Beaker so she doesn't start barking and running underneath me while we keep going. And then, yeah, we'll get started. Okay, so I've moved my roving over here. Now, why I picked roving besides like hair or like a wig or like weave to use, because since it's the butterflies, I really kind of wanted to give it texture. I love texture, and what's really cool about this roving is, let me get a piece here and kind of show you guys, is that once I've got it down, it actually just, you can make it and just kind of really just mess with it a lot. So it's gonna kind of look, let me get one of these guys here, and look like a butterfly, like in a nest or like a web, or that really kind of cool texture, weird material. You know, we make things that are weird. That's cool. So just like before, get all your materials out. I have my roving, and then I'm gonna do a time lapse. And what I'm gonna use is, like, I've got my low temp hot glue gun. I've got my glue sticks. Might put some out. Where did you go? Shazam. And I have it over here on my craft table, which is great. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a time lapse video and just kind of really just start creating what I think I want the headpiece to look like. But I love these videos because you guys get to see how it comes together, and how, like, really sometimes just like going for it is the best way to do it. And then you kind of, it actually doing stuff like this, it starts just making itself and like figuring out what it wants to look like, rather than me like, I want it to look like this. I have an idea, but I go into every project with the open mind, or ready just to change it or start over at a heartbeat, because that's the fun thing about stuff like this. It's learning, using stuff, working with different materials. I mean, this isn't different for me because I've used this roving before, but butterflies are cool. I mean, cheap. I like where things are cheap and stuff that you wouldn't necessarily see in your head. Like on your head, not in your head, on your head. So I'm gonna time lapse and start just using this wool roving and start to create what I think, or what it thinks it should look like. So let's do that. Okay, so you guys saw me start to like kind of start making the form of the base for the butterflies. Then I ended up plugging in my, look at this guy. I use this a lot. Because this low heat one is garbage. I've had it for a long time. I think it's getting ready to give out. If you guys saw me, I was like trying to push on it. So I'm gonna use this high heat one. But before I get started on the high heat one, I am going to lay something in my lap, because high heat is very, very hot. But luckily Miss Leslie, I don't think has any fingerprints anymore because of the high heat gun. So if I ever commit a crime and they can't figure out who did it, they can't fingerprint me. What? Don't suggest it. It's a joke. But yeah, I'm letting this warm up. But you guys can kind of see, like, I've left this kind of long right here. But like, this is just the base. And like I told you guys earlier, like, you could just pick and think about this too. The hairspray is going to act like glue. What I didn't mention earlier, why I'm using roving is, like, any heat, it just kind of fuses to whatever. It's kind of the best stuff. And also I like it because I can, kind of like hair, but like unlike hair, it kind of falls. When I spray this with like this ultra cheap hairspray, I think it was like $1 Dollar Tree, it's not going to move. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to let this hot glue gun warm up. But you can use a low heat hot glue gun. Mine's just old. And this one actually is old. I mean, you guys, Miss Leslie, get your life right. But yeah, I'm gonna let this warm up for a second, and I'm gonna keep covering this in wool rotary and kind of make my design how I want the hair to look. And then I add the butterflies, and then when I start sculpting it, that's where the cool stuff. Well, actually, it's all kind of cool because this material, I didn't know about using this material until I just tried one time, and for not what it's for. I guess that's what these videos are for, is like taking something that you wouldn't necessarily make something out of or use it for that particular project you're doing, because that to me is like what I love doing. Is like, I know this is just a bunch of this, and it's supposed to be made for, this is supposed to be like woven into purses and just weird stuff. You look at wool roving and like what people do with it, because it shrinks when it gets wet, and it's kind of a magical thing. But I love this because with the butterflies, I think it's really, really gonna look like, I mean, just already. What? I don't even want to give this to Ari, but I said I would, and he's making a look for us to see. Anyways, I'm letting this warm up, and then I'm gonna go back to designing the rest of this with all this roving. Okay, one more thing. So, like I said, this is like the coolest thing to share with you guys, is like how things can develop. So I was starting to go and like do the hair and waiting on my other hot glue gun to warm up, and I found this old pink bunny stuffed animal. Now, since I don't have netting and to give it some height, I don't want to keep piling on and using a lot of materials. So how you can fake getting something high, I'm going to use this bunny head. I know, I've killed it. Just like the last shrug we made out of all the stuffed animals. So I'm actually going to glue this to the top. You're like, well, that's going to be a bunny head. It absolutely won't, because I'm going to be able to cover it with a lot of the roving. But that way, you don't have to add a bunch of hair and it gets really heavy. You can add something lighter on top and use it to build up. The more you know. Let's do this. And we're back. So I've got this almost all the way covered. So I'm going to hunt up some more hot glue sticks, because I had to change hot glue guns, which we talked about. I still got some stuff down here I need to cover. But basically, that looks, I mean, that looks crazy. I love it. And so like I told you guys beginning and kind of demonstrated. So I'm going to kind of back and get a lighter color here. There we go. This can all be pulled out and like styled just like hair. So I'm gonna glue some more on and then get back to you guys, and then we're gonna start just really start sculpting a headpiece. So yeah, cool. All right, so I have added the butterflies. I've kind of picked it out a little bit. That looks so rad. I'm going to deliver this to Charlie today. It's a day later because we had some apartment construction stuff happen, so I had to leave my apartment the other day, so I didn't get it to Charlie, but he did do makeup, or Ari. So, yeah, this looks great. I picked it out, used hairspray, added the butterflies. But yeah, really just continue to make stuff by using stuff around your house. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.